Hello, I hope you're doing fine. Welcome to Joey's Tech. Let's construct the dynamic programming algorithm of a fabulous problem which is going to really make the gray cells of your brain work. The problem is minimum time to finish tasks without skipping two consecutive tasks. You will learn one more approach to build a solution using dynamic programming through this video. Every bit of explanation is important for clear understanding. Thus, I recommend that you watch this video till the end and do not leave it in between. Now let's analyze the problem statement. There are certain tasks which you need to perform. These tasks can be performed within certain times. The array here gives you the times needed to perform these tasks. 10 here is the time needed to perform task number 1. 5 is the time needed to perform task number 2, and so on. There is a certain magnitude of freedom that this DP problem provides. You can skip performing some tasks from this array, but the condition is you cannot skip performing two consecutive tasks. Remember, you cannot skip performing two consecutive tasks. This means that if you skip task number 1, for which the time taken is 10, then you can't skip performing the task number 2, for which the time given is 5. You must perform it. Your ask is to find out the minimum time taken to perform the tasks given in this array, given that you can skip a few tasks. From our array, if you choose to perform the tasks with time as 5, 4, 6 and 7 and skip the remaining, then you'll take the minimum amount of time to perform these tasks. The minimum time taken will be 22 in this case, which is the addition of 5, 4, 6 and 7. As I told you earlier, this problem will make you learn a new dynamic programming approach, and the trick to solve it is to design an algorithm which can make a decision between which task to include and which to exclude. We'll see the solution step by step in the DP framework, but before we go there, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already and hit the bell icon, because this impacts my ability to make such videos for you in a direct manner. Let's solve this DP problem now and switch to our framework. I have put down the problem array here, and beneath it there are two arrays which are going to tell us the solution, that is the minimum time taken. The first array is denoted by I, which stands for included tasks, and second array is denoted by E, which stands for excluded tasks. As I told you, the trick is to tell the algorithm which tasks to include and which tasks to exclude. So we will fill these arrays step by step right from the first cell here. Now consider this task with time 10. The choice is to either include it or exclude it. So if I include it, then what value will I fill in the first cell of the array I? 10, right? Let me fill that in it first. Now if I choose to exclude it, then what value will I fill in this array E? Obviously 0. Now we move to the second subproblem till here, including 5. Again, I have two choices. I can include 5 or exclude 5. If I choose to include 5, then I again have a choice whether to include previous task or not. If I choose to exclude the previous task, then I take the value of the previous cell of E array. And if I choose to include the previous task, then I take the value of the previous cell of I array. But since I am looking for the minimum time, hence whichever the minimum value is between these two cells, I am going to pick that. Here between 10 and 0, the minimum value is obviously 0. Hence I pick 0 and add it to 5. Thus in the second cell of I array, I populate 5. Remember, this means I am including the task with time 5 and excluding the task with time 10. Let's now fill the second cell of the array E. This means that I am not including this task with time 5. If I am doing so, then I'll have to perform the previous task, because condition says I can't skip two consecutive tasks. This means I perform the task with time 10 and I fill it here But from where do I pick it? From where do I pick the value? I pick it from this first cell of array I. I know that it is tricky, hence you can go back and watch this explanation again. Let's look at this third subproblem now, which includes task with time 2. When I include it, I take the minimum value from the two previous cells of array I and E. I don't worry about previous tasks as these cells store the optimized values. The minimum value is 5. So I add 5 to 2 and populate 7 in this cell. In the corresponding cell of array E, you will populate the value from the previous cell of the array I, which is 5. The minimum value between these two is 5. So if you drill through it, then you are excluding task with time 10, picking task with time 5 and excluding task with time 2. That gives you the minimum time till here, till this subproblem as 5. Based on this logic, let's quickly fill this array. Now we consider this subproblem, which includes task with time 4. What we are going to do, we are going to pick the minimum value out of these two, which is 5. And we are going to add that 5 to this 4. This 5 also means that we are not including the previous task. So 5 plus 4 is going to give me 9, which I am going to put here. Now we have to fill the corresponding cell of the E array. So whenever we go to E array, that means we are not including the current task. That means we are excluding the current task. So in that case, we have to perform the previous task. And that is why we are going to take the value of the previous cell of the I array, which is 7 in this case. So 7 comes over here. Now let's take a look at this subproblem. So we have 8 as the new task. What is the minimum value between these two? It's 7. So 7 plus 8 is going to give me 15. Since we are taking the value from here, it means that we are not including the previous task. Okay, now to populate the value of this cell, we need to take the value from the previous cell of I array. That means we are excluding this task with time 8. So let me put 9 over here. Now we have a new subproblem and a new task with time 6. So what value am I going to populate in this cell? It will be the minimum of these two, which is 9 plus 6, again 15. Alright. And what value am I going to populate here? It will be the value from the previous cell of I array, which is 15. Okay. Now my subproblem increases and it involves 7 as the new task. That means the task with time 7. What will be the value that I am going to populate in this cell? The minimum of these two, which is 15 only. So 15 plus 7 is going to give me 22. And if I don't include 7, then I am going to take the value from this cell, the previous cell of the I array. That brings 15 over here. Now I am reaching the end of my problem, and the final subproblem is my final problem. So I have the task with time 10. What I'm going to do, pick the minimum out of these two, which is 15. 15 plus 10 is going to give me 25. Okay, so 25 is the time taken if I include this task with time 10. If I exclude this task with time 10, then I will pick the value from here, the previous cell of I array, which is 22. Finally, we have filled our two arrays. Now to find out the minimum time, what we are going to do, we are going to choose the minimum time between these two cells. So the minimum time is 22 and that is our answer. So the minimum time taken to perform the tasks from this array without skipping any two consecutive tasks is 22, and this is the same number that we saw in our slide previously. So with this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you learned from this video. I hope you got the gist of this problem. I hope you understood the solution of this problem. If you have any doubts related to this problem, you are welcome to put them down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer them. I look so much forward to help you with programming and algorithms. And only for this video, goodbye and take a very good care of yourself.